Hello beautiful people and Happy New Year!
Is it really the new year? This is what we want to talk about with you today. As many of us can see right now when we look around and talk to people, is that we easily get stressed these days, right? Because we like to think that only because it's the new year and the year 2021, everything needs to change. Old things need to die. Old belief systems and bad habits need to be erased. Everything needs to be new and glimmering and full of energy. There's hundreds of New Year's resolutions, and the best would be that we put them all into actions right away, that we have all these new projects and visions already sorted out and in the making and in the process. And this can cause a lot of stress because we are not made for starting all the new things in January.
Yeah, because January is still in winter time and we are in the middle of the winter. It actually just began and it will stay like this another 2 months at least. So yeah, from back in the days, we don't even have to go a century back, that people were still living more with the cycles and the seasons that we have. And January was a month of like resting. Just in December you prepared everything, you like the foods that you had, like the apples and whatever, you put it in a storage or you fermented them or whatever. And then it was more like a journey inside because there was snow, there was not so much to do outside. And and nowadays I feel like society is pushing us into like we always have to function the same way as it is, and we always have to keep up with the workflow of other people or the big companies or wherever you're working at. But this is just like against the normal cycle, I feel, that we usually have.
Yeah, because like companies or economy doesn't care about seasons, right? But we do, our bodies do, and nature does. And as we look outside, we see the cycles, we see what we're supposed to do and what we're allowed to do right now, more than supposed to do, which is resting. The trees rest, the plants rest, and they need it to recharge their batteries, to get back to life, to go underground, to collect new strength, and then to sprout again in spring, and then to blossom in summer. So there is a season for everything. And everything in nature has cycles, and the planets and the moon has cycles. And so do we. And we just nowadays tend to forget it and to ignore it. These needs for cycles. Of course, especially as women have every month a very strong cycle. The men have the cycle as well with the hormones, but just in a different way and not as visible and
easy way.
more easy. But we all are cyclical beings, and we are one with nature. So when we look outside, we can see what we need, and we listen to our bodies and respect our bodies. Then we can also see what this time of the year calls for.
And I also really feel now, because as we are now sitting in nature, you just have to observe the nature around you, and you can see like everyone is just going inwards, and the trees are letting their leaves falling down to also just take a rest of everything, and then to gain strength again in springtime, and then to come fully back alive in summertime. You can just see the cycles outside, and we were like so close to nature all our life. Like our Homo sapiens is like 200,000 years old, and we were always living with the cycles.
100,000 years, no?
I think like 200,000. I think 200,000. Anyhow, it's been a long time. And just like also with this, I have to say this, like capitalism that just came up, and that we were like work now for big companies and everyone. We have to keep up just with this. It's been such a short time. I think it's like from the 18th century that we have this capitalism, and then suddenly things change, but it's just been like such a small time compared to all the 100,000s of years that we were before. So I think
where
it's
we
also
lived more in harmony with nature.
Exactly, where we lived with the cycles and where we lived with the seasons. So
you mean the memory in our DNA is still like very programmed to living with the cycles. Yeah, it makes so much sense. And even like our grandparents and their parents used to live more with nature, because there wasn't all the time, a little bit more back maybe, there wasn't all the time electrical light or something, and also not so much to do in winter. People who worked mainly in agriculture and in farming, and
which was most of the people actually.
Exactly, that they were mostly busy in spring and in summer, and then in autumn there was the harvest, and in winter was the time to rest, to also let the land rest, and of course plant some seeds already, and do work at home. But for sure, people were going to bed much earlier, because when the sun went down, there wasn't much to do, and
there was no Netflix.
Yeah, and our body naturally comes to rest and needs the rest. So people were having more sleep and more time indoors, and also, less light. And I think the reason why so many people struggle a lot in winter, often including myself, is that we still force ourselves to be more active than it's good for us, and to be artificially more awake, which is due to the electrical light we have and electricity and all the computers and everything. If we would live more still in tune with nature and allow ourselves to have more rest, more sleep, more food, which is okay, because the body also needs it in winter.
Yeah, because we also just fighting the cold all the time, so the body just needs some protection, and we just need more
energy.
More energy.
So if we would do it, we wouldn't feel so depressed or constantly tired or exhausted.
And also I feel like just this judging yourself for this, like not feeling so empowered, not like sleeping more, or like want to sleep longer, or just watching a movie inside, and just not all the time be in the outside and look what other people do, or that we have to function the same way as we do in summer. So it's just a normal cycle of life, and like our cycle, especially like from people like us in Europe or Northern Europe, that have like these seasons that are in other countries is different. You have in India, you have the monsoon, and you have like the summertime.
Long summertime,
and like just like for like our European, or like also in other countries.
Our ancestors carry this DNA of the seasons. Exactly. And as more as we get back to these natural cycles of nature and ourselves, the more we will feel in tune again. And then when we rest enough, we will have the energy. It will come back in spring. And spring, as we all know, is 21st of March. And this is very interesting. So January is not necessarily the new year, because nor nature, neither nature nor astrology, care about the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is a modification of the calendar Julius Caesar put into action in the Roman Empire, so around 2,000 years ago.
Before Christ.
40 years before Christ, I think he ruled. So then he began this calendar that goes by the sun. And before that, our ancestors were living with the calendar that went by the moon. And so this moon calendar was much more in tune with the natural cycles of life. And the names for the months is something we really don't think about. But
Sure.
if you look at the name, at least in like German and English, for example, so December is Dezi, dies, Dez, 10. So December is the 10th month. And then January is the 11th month. And February is the 12th month. January, Jänner, and February the 12th month. So the first month again is March. So the real new year, also according to astrology, with then Aries being the sun of the sign of the sun starts in March. And so also plants start slowly to come up in March. And also our energy comes back in March. And just because someone decided 1st of January is the new year, doesn't mean everything changes now and our body is like full power again. Not at all. We're still in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, there is a collective energy around New Year's Eve, which helps us to put these new resolutions maybe also a little bit into the consciousness. And that's beautiful. January is also for making new plans, visualizing the new year, envisioning your future and what you want to bring into the world or what you want to let go. And if it feels natural to already start something now, perfect, do it. But don't force yourself.
Exactly. I think it's just be humble with yourself and then don't judge yourself too much about it.
And I want to invite you very much to my Yoga Nidra session on the 20th of January that I do with my dear friend Lisa. She will teach Yin Yoga and then we will dive into a deep Yoga Nidra journey where we will really practice the lost and forgotten art of conscious relaxation and really allow our body, mind and spirit to experience a deep rest and really see how that feels, to let everything go and dive into the subconsciousness and from there plant new seeds and new visions for the new year to come and thereby recharge our batteries. And they say that 1 hour of Yoga Nidra equals 4 hours of deep sleep, scientifically proven for the scientists amongst us.
Highly recommend it.
So I hope to see you there in the Yoga Nidra on the 20th of January. And for any questions, you can always ask us and write to us. And also, really, if you have something to share and you feel like sharing from your heart or freeing yourself from some frustration or pain or sadness, we are always here with an open heart and ear, and we really want to listen to you and hold space for you.
And also, if you just wanna share something with me, Elena said it already, so feel free to contact us. We're here.
We wish you a beautiful January and take it easy, slow down, take a deep breath. Time is your ally.
And everything is good as it is.
Bye-bye.
Much love.